reading out names whom I can see, okay?
Hare
Archana
Krishna,
Mataji.
pranam Mataji.
Yeah, please
Hare
read the first paragraph.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. According
Yeah.
to Brahma Vaivatra Purana, Srila Sukadeva Goswami was liberated soul even within the womb of his mother. Srila Vyasadeva knew that the child, after his birth, would not stay at home. Therefore, he, Vyasadeva, impressed upon him the synopsis of the Bhagavatam so that the child could be made attached to the transcendental activities of the Lord. After his birth, the child was still more educated in the subject of Bhagavatam by the recitation of the actual poems. The idea is that generally the liberated souls are attached to the feature of impersonal Brahman with a monistic view of becoming one with the supreme whole. But by association of pure devotees like Vyasadeva, even the liberated soul, attracted to the transcendental activities of the Lord, by the mercy of Sri Narada, Srila Vyasadeva was able to narrate the great epic of Srimad Bhagavatam, and by the mercy of Vyasadeva, Srila Sukadeva Goswami was able to grasp the import. The transcendental qualities of the Lord are so attractive that Srila Sukadeva Goswami became detached from being completely absorbed in impersonal Brahman and positively took up the personal activity of the Lord.
Anybody else
Practically,
would
he
like
was
to read?
May I read?
My Mataji.
Mataji already did the shlokas, right? Maybe somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Padma
Mataji, my
Mataji.
Mataji.
Who's this? Please,
Shanmupriya.
Mataji, read. Read, Mataji.
Practically, he was thrown from the impersonal conception of the Absolute, thinking within himself that he had simply wasted so much time in devoting himself to the impersonal features of the Supreme. Or in other words, he realized more transitional bliss with the personal features than the impersonal. And from that time, not only did he himself become very dear to the Vishnu Janas or the devotees of the Lord, but also the Vishnu Janas became dear to him. The devotees of the Lord who do not wish to kill the individuality of the living entities and who desire to become personal servant of the Lord do not very much like the impersonalist. And similarly, the impersonalists who desire to become one with the Supreme are unable to evaluate the devotees of the Lord. Thus, from time immemorial, these two transitional pilgrims have sometimes been
Transcendental.
competitors. Transnational pilgrims have sometimes been competitors. In other words, each of them likes to keep separate from the other because of the ultimate personal and impersonal realizations. Therefore, it appears that Srila Shukadeva Goswami also had no liking for the devotees. But since he himself became a chat, Mataji, saturated devotees, he so saturated devotees, he desires always the translational association of the Vishnu Janas, and the Vishnu Janas also like this association. Since he became a personal Bhagavata, thus both the sons and the father were completely cognizant of translational knowledge in Brahman. And afterwards, both of them became the absorbed in the personal features of the Supreme Lord. The question as to how Sukadeva Goswami was attracted by the narration of the Bhagavatam is thus completely answered by the sloka. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. So the question comes for us is uh, actually Sukadeva Goswami was already liberated, so self-realized, you know. That is why he didn't want to get involved with the Maya, and so he asked for that boon from the Lord that I don't want to get it, attached to this Maya, so I just want to leave. So, and Lord gives him the boon also. So that means he's already self-realized. But then why, if he's already self-realized, why Vyasadeva ran behind him is a question which is, coming to the mind, right? So why does Vyasadeva go? Because in Bhagavatam, it is said that Guru na sasyat, na pito na sasyat. Nobody should become a guru, a father, mother, or a demigod unless they are able to make the dependent, make their dependence liberated in the sense, make them devotees of the Lord, make them go back home, back to Godhead. How they will go back home, back to Godhead? When they know their eternal relationship with the Lord, right? So now here, Sukadev Goswami, he is self-realized, but in the impersonal form of the Lord. So that is why he does not want to do any devotional service. He just wants to leave home and go away. So when we come to this part where in the shloka it is said Harer Gunakshipta Matir. Okay, so Harer means Hari. When Vyasadeva is speaking the shlokas which describe the personality of Godhead, that he is so beautiful, immediately Sukadeva Goswami stopped. He tried to hear Shravanam first thing in the devotional process, right? Shravanam, when he is hearing this glories, guna, transcendental attributes of the Lord, gunas of the Lord, he became akshipta. Akshipta here Prabhupada has read being absorbed in. He is absorbed in that thought of the qualities of the Lord. In his lecture, Prabhupada says kshipta means madness. Kshipta, madness. Vikshipta इंसान है हिंदी there is a word called vikshipta means he is mad. So there are two kinds of madnesses. Okay, one particular type of madness is that uh, material madness. You know, people are crazy going and buying costly things, costly items, even if they don't need it. Also, they're just buying it. Okay, so that is madness behind money, behind power. That is material madness. Another madness is this madness wherein the devotee is going behind the Lord. You know what are the yogis doing? Madgatena antar. They are always thinking about the Lord. They are not thinking about anything else. We have seen the example of the gopis. They are all the time thinking of the Lord, right? All the time thinking of Krishna. Who Padma Mataji has raised hand for reading, or you want to say something? Okay. So we
Read,
have seen the
Mataji, reading.
reading. Oh, okay. So we will have to wait for that reading. So we have example of gopis. We have example of Uddhava, who is always thinking about the Lord. We have example of. Can you give any other example wherein the devotee is always thinking about the Lord?
Mataji, can we tell Kamsa? But of course, he was not a devotee.
He is
But
not in a favorable way, right?
always
We are.
thinking.
Yeah, he's
Prahlad
always
Maharaj?
thinking. Prahlad Maharaj, yes,
Prahlad.
always thinking about the Lord. Correct. Also, we have Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Shikshashtakam. Mahaprabhu is telling what? Yogayitam
Yudam
nimeshena
nimeshena chakshusha
shisha
pravrashayitam
pravrashayit.
न्यायितं
Continue.
जगत् सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
In the
आश्लिष्टः
absence of Govinda, he is becoming mad. One moment is like one yoga for him. Always crying in Govinda Virahename, in the separation from Govinda. He's crying. That should be the mode of a devotee selling. So akshipta, one has to be absorbed completely in the thoughts of the Lord, in the attributes. Here, guna kshipta mater. In the mind, we have to always think about the Lord. Then what happens? Lord is always telling, right? Janma karma che me devyam evam yo veti tattvataha. The one who understands the birth, transcendental birth and activities of me, then they don't have to take the birth again, right? They will come back to me. Krishna is telling this. So here also it is mentioned, Harer Gunakshipta Matir. Who is doing that? Bhagavan Badarayani. Badarayani means who? Shukadeva Goswami, because he is the son of Vyasadeva. So, Badarayani. Now he is called as Bhagavan here. He is equivalent to Bhagavan, a devotee. He is always in the mood of the Lord. So he is also becomes the Lord. So now Adhyagan. Adhyagan means he is always studying. He's undergoing the studies of what? Of Bhagavatam. Mahad Akhyana. Mahad means great people. Akhyana means great people are narrating. Who is that great people? Vyasadeva is great, right? He has written this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is an Amala Puran. Amala Puran means what? It has no material contamination. Simply, it is the narration of Bhagwan and Bhagwan's devotees, the Bhaktas. Hmm? So, Harer Gunakshipta Mater, who's Sukadeva Goswami is becoming like that, and he's doing what then? Studying Adhyagat, Adhyayan kar rahe hai. He's studying the Srimad Bhagavatam in the association. Whose association? Mahat, in the great devotees association. And how he is doing? Nityam, regularly. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. We also say it every time, no? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. What happens when you say Nityam Bhagavata? All that impurities, abhadras are gone, inauspiciousness is gone. Then what happens? Bhakti, devotional service will be irrevocably there, it will be there in the heart. So that Nityam Bhagavata he is doing. So when he becomes a devotee, when he's doing Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, what he has become? He has become Vishnu Jana Priyaha. He has become the beloved of all those people, all those devotees who are devotees of the Lord Vishnu. For them, he has become very, very Priya. Priya means what? Very, very loving. So when he is doing this dhyana, when he is doing this, when he is absorbed, dhyana avastita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yogino. Just like the yogis are always thinking about the Lord, like that he is also always thinking about the Lord, and he became a devotee who is dear to all the Vishnu Janas. And for him also, previously he is not liking the devotees. He does not want even to look at anybody so that he might get attached, right? He was just walking away. Hare Krishna. Okay. So he was
Sorry.
he was not able to not ready to see anybody because he was absorbed in the impersonal Brahman. He was a jnani. He was an impersonal Brahman realization. He was. But now, after listening to the transcendental qualities of the Lord, which are so attractive, he became attached to that qualities of the Lord, to the personal form of the Lord. So, one thing we have to understand here is, to become a devotee of the Lord, what we have to do, we should have the mercy of a devotee, right? Shukadeva Goswami also got the mercy from whom? From his father Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva also had to get a mercy from whom? Narada. Like that. Narada got a mercy from whom? Brahma. So it's like, going on. So like that, we also have to get mercy from the devotees, from our Guru, from Krishna. Krishna is always giving. We are not able to understand. So Krishna in the form of Guru gives us mercy so that we understand him, so that we get detached with the material things and get attached to Krishna. Get that madness, akshipta should come for us also, wherein we are getting attached to the devotees. So now what is, see this, what is he thinking? Sukadeva Goswami is thinking, oh, I had simply wasted so much time in devoting myself to the feature of the Supreme. So that means what? He has realized the personal form of the Lord, that, the transcendental bliss he has got. So he became dear to the devotees also, we have seen. Mm. So Prabhupada is mentioning here that the impersonal devotees and the personal devotees, impersonal realization and also the personal relation. There are two types of devotees, right? So both are all mostly competitors, but Not always, like, everybody is in their own mindset. Yeah. So they are there, but where are we? I'm just reading somewhere. Sukadev Goswami also, Prabhupada is mentioning here. See, Sukadev Goswami also had no liking for the devotees before, but now he started liking all the Vishnu Bhaktas. Yeah. So they both, son and father, became completely cognizant with the transcendental knowledge of the Brahman, and they were both absorbed in that Brahman. Okay. We'll go to the next shloka. Yes, Padma Mataji, you can read the shloka.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hmm.
Ikshito ata rajase janma karma vilapanam samstam cha pandu putranam vakshe Krishna katodayam. Thank you, Mataji. Shall
Mataji,
I
one more,
translation?
somebody else also has raised the hand. Divya Mataji, can you recite once?
Hare Krishna Mataji. I thought for translation I raised my hand, Mataji.
You can read the shloka too, then you can read translation. Synonyms
I'm
I want you to read.
scared of okay. Synonyms I can Mataji. Hare Krishna.
No, read the shloka first.
Parikshita, the Rajarshil, Janma Karma Vilapanam,
Very nice.
Samstamacha Pandu Putranam, Vakshe Krishna Katodayam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very nice, Mataji. Please
Thank
go with the synonyms.
Synonyms. Okay. Parikshita of King Parikshit, Atha, thus Rajashri of the king who was the rishi among the kings, Janma, birth, Karma, activities, Vilapanam, deliverance, Samstama, renounce of the world, Cha and Panduputram of the sons of Pandu, Vakshe, I shall speak, Krishna Katha Udayam, that which gives rise to the transcendental narration of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Hare Krishna.
Can I read
Please.
translation, Mataji?
First, who had read the shloka? That Mataji
Okay,
can read the
Padma
translation.
Mataji.
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to read, Mataji?
Yes, read the translation, then the other Mataji can read purport.
Yes. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Suta Goswami thus addressed the rishis headed by Shaunaka. Now I shall begin the transcendental narration of the Lord Shri Krishna and topics of the birth, activities, and deliverance of King Parikshit, the sage amongst kings, as well as topics of the renunciation of the worldly order by the sons of Pandu. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, purport, please.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Krishna is so kind to the fallen souls that he personally incarnates himself amongst. Yes, Mataji.
Divya Mataji, you were the one who read the shloka, right?
Yes, Mataji. I thought you were
Shloka
telling
synonym.
me to. Yes,
No. The other Mataji had raised the hand. I think Madhavi.
Okay, Shailaja. Sorry, Mataji. Yes.
Yeah. Madhavi Mataji and Shailaja Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much. Translation by Srila Prabhupada.
No, Mataji, purport. Translation is done.
Sorry. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Lord Krishna is so kind to the fallen souls that he personally incarnates himself among the different kinds of living entities and takes part with them in daily activities. Any historical fact, old or new, which has a connection with the activities of the Lord is to be understood as a transcendental narration of the Lord. Without Krishna, all the supplementary literatures like the Puranas and Mahabharata are simply stories or historical facts. But with Krishna, they become transcendental. And when we hear of them, we at once become transcendentally related to the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam is also a Purana, but the special significance of this Purana is that the activities of the Lord are central and not just supplementary historical facts. Srimad Bhagavatam is thus recommended by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the spotless Purana. There is a class of less intelligent devotees of the Bhagavata Purana who desire to relish at once the activities of the Lord narrated in the 10th canto without first understanding the primary cantos. They are under the false impression that the other cantos are not concerned with Krishna, and thus more foolishly than intelligently they take to the reading of the 10th canto. These readers are specifically told herein that the other cantos of the Bhagavatam are as important as the 10th canto. No one should try to go into the matters of the 10th canto without having thoroughly understood the purport of the other 9 cantos. Krishna and his pure devotees, like the Pandavas, are on the same plane. Krishna is not without his devotees of all the rasas, and the pure devotees, like the Pandavas, are not without Krishna. The devotees and the Lord are interlinked, and they cannot be separated. Therefore, talks about them are all Krishna Katha or topics of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So here now again, Sutta Goswami is continuing. He's telling, okay, now to the Saunakar Adi Rishis, he's telling, okay, now I will start telling you or narrate you the pastimes of the Lord from his birth, then his activities, then how he had delivered, then how deliverance of King Parikshit Maharaj, who is a Raj Rishi. Parikshit Maharaj is called as Raj Rishi. He's a king who was a rishi among all the kings. One more Raja Rishi we know is, do you know any other Raja Rishi?
Prithu Maharaj.
Parikshit
Janaka.
Maharaj.
Mataji, Janaka.
Ambarish.
Yes,
Janaka.
yes.
Mataji, Prithyu Maharaj.
Prithu Maharaj also a Raja Rishi, but he is incarnation. So
Mataji, Parikshit.
Parikshit only we are reading that he is
Yeah,
the
okay, yeah.
Raja Rishi. So now
Janaka Maharaj.
Janak Maharaj also. Thank you. So they are all Raj Rishis. So he's telling, I'll tell you, I'll narrate to you the pastimes of the Lord along with his daily activities, also his Janma, his Karma, all. Okay. So now Prabhupada is mentioning about Purana. What is Purana meaning? We are saying Srimad Bhagavatam Purana. Purana means very old, which has already been. It is not a myth. It is a historical fact. Okay. We cannot say that it is mythology. People have given the word as mythology. Mythology means something which is not there, something which is imaginary. But Bhagavatam is not imaginary. This is a history. This is a fact. So that is why it is called as Purana. Now there is a difference. There may be many histories, no? Right now, when we are in school, we are also reading history. We have a subject. We have a history about Shivaji Maharaj or the Mughal emperors, how they invaded. But that we don't call it as Purana. That we call it, this is a normal Ityas, normal story. But Mahabharata or the Srimad Bhagavatam, they are Puranas, they are facts. Okay. Why they are transcendental, why they are given more importance is because Krishna is in them. Because they are all related to Krishna. That's why they have become very, very transcendental. And that is why we need to hear them. That is why we need to understand them and we need to follow these things. Okay. So that is what Prabhupada is mentioning here about the Puranas. When Krishna is there with Krishna in the story, it becomes transcendental. Without Krishna, then it is just normal story, normal history. Okay. So Srimad Bhagavatam is also Purana, but activities of Krishna are mentioned here. That is why it is of more importance. That is a special significance of this Purana. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also specifies, mentions this as it is a Puranam Amalam, spotless Purana. It is untouched by any material qualities. So all Bhagavata Purana, this should has how many cantos? We know? Do we know? How many cantos are there?
18,
12.
Mataji. 18 cantos.
12
12
cantos.
The
12 cantos.
17,
12 cantos.
12 cantos and 17,000 verses.
Verses. 12 cantos. So 12 cantos. In the 10th canto, basically Krishna's birth in Dwapar Yoga, that has been mentioned. So Prabhupada is telling there are many people who directly jump to that 10th canto, but it is not like that. Bhagavatam, complete Bhagavatam narrates the pastimes of the Lord. Krishna is there in every canto of the Lord. So we should not jump, or should not go directly to the 10th canto. We should try to read, understand from the first canto onwards, because Krishna is there in that also. So some readers are going directly, so we should not do that. We should try to understand the other 9 cantos first before going to the 10th canto. So the Krishna and his pure devotees, like the Pandavas, they are on the same plane. That is why Bhagavan Badarayani, they have been mentioned. So here it is called as Pandavas are not with Krishna, is always with the devotees, right? If you see Krishna's picture, never Krishna is alone. He's with a float, he's with a cow, he's with Radharani, or he's with his friends playing, he's with his friends eating prasad, or he's with all his Brahma there and glorifying, or he's with Indra who he's glorifying there. Even when he is doing pastimes, also he is not alone. He wants to wait. When he is doing this Kalia dance, he's waiting for everybody to come. Let them come, then I will dance. He went inside the water and he was standing there waiting for all the Vrajavasis to come around the Yamuna. And when they came, they said, "Oh, Krishna has gone inside for so long." And then Yashoda Maya faints. Then Krishna is coming. Okay, now everybody's attention is there. So Krishna is always surrounded by pure devotees. So you cannot leave the 9 cantos and go to the 10th canto directly. Everything has to be read. The devotees and the Lord are interlinked. They cannot be separated. So, therefore, talks about the devotees of the Lord is also Krishna Katha. Okay, not only topics of the Lord, but the devotees also. It is called as Krishna Katha only. That is what Prabhupada is mentioning in this. So, why these devotees are given more importance? Why Krishna gives more importance to the devotees? Devotees, Prabhupada is giving an analogy of electricity. When the power supply is coming in, and if you just put your fingers into that, the no, people will get current, right? Shock. But someone who touches, electricity is flowing through this man's body, and if you go and touch them, then you also get that current, right? You also get the shock. So it is like that. A pure devotee, he is already connected with the Lord. If you imagine that the Lord is that electric powerhouse, and what devotee is already connected to the Lord, and if someone else goes and connects with this devotee, he also becomes charged with Krishna's Krishna consciousness. So like that. you know Uh, so we once Prabhupada was sitting uh, in the starting when he went to America, Tompkins Squares, right? He was sitting under the tree and he was doing kirtan. He hardly knew anybody. He was alone. He was just sitting there, closing his eyes, and he's doing kirtan. But all of a sudden, what happened when he opened his eyes? He saw so many people around him, and they are dancing. They don't know what he's singing, but for that song, for that kirtan, these people are dancing there and also singing with him. So it's like iron fillings, right? When they are taken to the magnet, they just get attracted. So this pure devotee is like a magnet. So when we go near the pure devotees, we get attracted. We also become Krishna conscious. Yes. Uh, uh, Lavamatra sadhu sanga sarva siddhike. Lavamatra also, even for a moment also, if you are getting the association of the pure devotee, you get liberated, or you also get attracted to this Krishna. Let's go to the next shloka. The two shlokas are together 13 and 14. Ajay Punya. Kuntiya Prabhuji can
Hare
read
Krishna
this
Mataji.
shloka. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam.
Yada mrude kauravasrunjayanam vireshu viragatingateshu Udarabiddha gadabhimarsha bhagno rudande dhrutarashtraputre bhartu priyam droniriti sma pasyan krishna sutanam swapatang siransi upaharad vipriyameva tasya Jugupsitham karma vigarhayanti.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Shailaja Mataji, please recite. You want Hindi or
But
English?
it's okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yadha
Hare
mrude kauravasamrajayanam vireshavadho viragatim gateshu prikodaravidhu gadha bhrimashra भग्नोरुधन्दे धृतराष्ट्रपुत्रे भर्तुं प्रियं दौणीरिति स्म पश्यन् कृष्णासुतानां स्वपतं शिरासि उपाहारद्विप्रियमेव तस्य जुगुप्सितं कर्म विग्रहयन्ति.
Vigarhayanti. Anybody for synonyms? Mataji, read the synonyms.
Yes. Yada, when, Mridhe, in the battlefield, Kaurava, the party of Dhritarashtra, Sanjayanam, of the party of the Pandavas, Vishnu, of the warriors, Atho, thus, Viragatim, the destination deserved by the warriors, Gateshu, being obtained, Vrikodara, Bhima, the second Pandava, Avidha, beaten, Gada, by the club, Abhismaraha, lamenting, Bhagna, broken, Urudande, spinal cord, Dhritarashtraputra, the son of the king Dhritarashtra, Brahut, of the master, Priyam, pleasing, Drauna, the son of Dronacharya, Iti, the Sma, shall be, Pashyan, seeing, Krishna, Draupadi, Stutanam, of the sons, Swapatam, while sleeping, Siramsi, heads, Upaharta, delivered as prize, Vipriyam, unpleasing, Eva, like, Tasya, his, Jugvasthim, most heinous,
Heinous.
Karma, act, most heinous, Karma, act, Vigrahayanti, disapproving.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Ajay Prabhu, you can read the translation, please.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the respective warriors of both camps, namely the Kauravas and the Pandavas, were killed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and the dead warriors obtained their deserved destinations, and when the son of Dhritarashtra fell down, lamenting, his spine broken, being beaten by the club of Bhimasena, the son of Dronacharya, Aswathama, beheaded the five sleeping son of Draupadi and delivered the heads as a prize to his master, foolishly thinking that he would be pleased. Duryodhana, however, disapproved the heinous act and he was not pleased in the least.
Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to read the purport?
Yes, Mataji. Purport
Okay.
by
Anybody
Srila
else? Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Continue. Nobody raised the hand.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Transcendental topics of the activities of Lord Krishna in the Srimad Bhagavatam begin from the end of the battle at Kurukshetra, where the Lord himself spoke about himself in Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, both Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are transcendental topics of Lord Krishna. The Gita is Krishna Katha or topics of Krishna because it is spoken by the Lord, and the Bhagavatam is also Krishna Katha because it is spoken about the Lord. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted everyone to be informed of both Krishna Kathas by his order. Lord Krishna Chaitanya is Krishna himself in the garb of devotee of Krishna, and therefore the vision of both Lord Krishna and Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are identical. Lord Chaitanya desired that all who are born in India seriously understand each such Krishna Kathas, and then, after full realization, preach the transcendental message to everyone in all parts of the world that will bring about the desired peace and prosperity of the stricken world. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So here, Drauni is the word that is mentioned. Drauni means who? Ashwatthama. Dronacharya's son is Drauni. Yeah. So he's a Brahmana's son actually. So now, actually the chapter name was Son of Drona Punished, no? So right now, actually now it is starting why he is punished and how he is punished, okay? So that's what I'm just trying to tell you. So Drauni Ashwatthama, he is a Brahmana's son. He's a Brahmana actually. But he's taking the role of what? Of a Kshatriya. He's going for a war. He's going to fighting. And that also, that is a degradation, no? First Brahmana, then Kshatriya, then Vaishya, then Shudra. So, but from Brahmana, he degraded to Kshatriya. Now, actually, a Brahmana should not be a servant to anybody. Nobody can become a servant. Everybody has to become servant of the Lord only. Only Shudras is the category who are supposed to serve everybody. And Brahmanas are, their qualities is what it is mentioned, no, in Bhagavad Gita. Satyam, Shamo, Tamastitiksha, Arjavam, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam. These are all the qualities of a Brahmana. So in this, never it is written that you have to go and fight. But Drauni, this Ashwatthama, he took that position of Kshatriya, which he degraded it himself. So Brahmanas are supposed to actually, follow these principles that we have just now I was mentioning, which is given in Srimad Bhagavatam 1842. All those qualities, they have to get it. They have to become truthful. Satyam, they have to be truthful. But here, they are not truthful. Ashwatthama, what other thing he did? He killed the sons of Draupadi. When Duryodhana was badly hit in the battlefield, what Ashwatthama did? He went and killed the sons of Draupadi. And that too when they are sleeping. That is also not correct. Kshatriya will not kill anybody who is sleeping. It is mentioned that Kshatriya, he will fight face to face. If the opposite party does not have a weapon, what the Kshatriya will do, he will give a weapon to him. And then he will fight. And then, and if they die, then that is a different question in the war. If they fight, if they die, then they are called as they are getting Veera Gati. They go to the heavenly planets. In Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna is telling Arjuna, no, do not lament. If you win this war, you will get the kingdom. If you don't win this war and if you die in this war, then also no problem for you because you will get Swarga Gati. So like that, a Kshatriya is supposed to fight face to face, not kill somebody in the when they are sleeping, and that to children. So the Ashwatthama has done this most disgusting thing actually. And for whom he is doing? He is thinking that I will serve my master. Who is his master? Because he is fighting on behalf of Duryodhana. So he's thinking, I will please Duryodhana. But was Duryodhana pleased? He was not at all pleased with his activities. As soon as he touched the head of one of the heads, he said, this cannot be Pandavas. He said, please check if they are Pandavas. When they checked it, they were Pandavas' sons. So he degraded himself. This is one thing we should get from this. Yatha mrude kaurava srunjayanam vireshu atha veera gatim gateshu. Now here veera gati is mentioned here. Just now we were talking about that if a kshatriya is fighting and if he dies in the war, then he gets the Viragati. Yeah? So most of the people who fought this Mahabharata war, they all achieved moksha. They all got liberated. Some achieved sarupya. Sarupya means what? Same. This thing, Sarupa Mukti they got, no?
The
Original
same features,
spiritual
no,
form.
Mataji?
Features of the Lord, yes. So all who died, they were seeing Krishna. They in the battlefield. They got the same Swarupa of the Lord. But those who could not see Krishna and they died in the battlefield, then they got Viragati. Viragati means they got promoted to the heavenly planets. So that's what Srila Prabhupada mentions in his lecture. So actually, fight is not bad. Yuddha is not bad if they are fought among equals. If it is followed dharma yuddha, if it is followed according to the religious principles, then there is no loss for anybody, because even if they die, they are getting Swarga planet. Now, why the fight was? What is the shloka? Vrukodara vidya gadambi parsha. Vrukodara. Who is Vrukodara? Who is
Bhima.
Vrukodara?
Bhima.
Bhim. Bhim. So he is called Vrukodara because he is voracious eater. Voracious eater. So what Vrukodara did, he has Vrukodara Bhima, Avidha beaten with the club, whom Abhimarsha, Bhagna means broken. Urudande means what? The spinal cord. Whose spinal cord is broken? Dhritarashtra Putre, their Duryodhana's spinal cord was broken. Okay, but actually his body was was made very solid like iron by his mother, no? Gandhari made the body of Duryodhana solid like iron. Nobody can kill him except for his thighs. When she asked Duryodhana to come next day tomorrow, she was a sati, so she had a lot of powers. So she thought that I will open my eyes, and when I see with all the power she has got uh, by the chastity and by her meditation on to Shiva, she wanted to make her son Amara. Amara means he will never die, like that. So she asked him, "You come naked." So when the Duryodhana was going naked, what happened? Krishna was there in between, and he said, "No, how can you go like this in front of your mother? Aren't you ashamed? At least cover your, lower part of the body." So immediately Duryodhana covered that part of the body, and that part of the body became very weak. So that's why when during the Gada Yuddha, Krishna asked Bhima to hit his thighs, and that is how his Urudande, his spinal cord, was broken. So Dhritarashtra Putre Bhartu Priyam Drauni Itisma Pashyan. That's what he thought, that to please Duryodhana, because he's fallen down, his spinal cord is gone, almost dying. So he thought, I want to please this Duryodhana, my master. And then he brought the Shiramsi, he brought the heads of the Pandavas, the and which was most disgusting. Even that Duryodhana, who has done most abominable things, right? He has tried to kill Bhima so many times. He has tried to kill the Pandavas in the Lakshagraha. He insulted Draupadi by dragging her into the assembly, by trying to disrobe her. So many disgusting things he himself has done. But when this person came, when Drauni, he came with the heads of the Upapandavas, Duryodhana was not liking it. Duryodhana did not approve of it. Vigarhayanti, he did not approve of this act of Drauni, Dronacharya's son. Yeah, Jugupsita, most heinous act. He's telling most heinous act. This is, how can you kill? Why he's saying this? One part maybe also he's still very attached. My name shouldn't get spoiled. That in the Yuddha, Duryodhana asked him to kill this Pandavas who are very, very young, Upa Pandavas. So he didn't want that. So he's telling, Yugupsitam Vigharayanti. He didn't approve of this act. He was not at all pleased in the heart. In the purport, actually, Prabhupada is mentioning, this is like the translation right now, which we get. In purport, Prabhupada is telling that the topics, the activities of the Lord are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam from the ending of the battle of Kurukshetra, where the Lord himself is speaking, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So both Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are very, very important for us devotees. One is spoken by the Lord and the other is spoken about the Lord. So both are very, very important. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling that everybody should be informed of both the Krishna Kathas. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he is Krishna himself, but in the garb of a devotee, and he has followed this, right? Therefore, so he desires that all who are born in India, seriously, they should learn this. Seriously, they should understand this Krishna Katha and spread this message to everybody in all the parts of the world. And that's what Prabhupada has taken the first step. He has spread this Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita everywhere, all around the world. And this will bring about desired peace and prosperity. Divya Mataji, you raised your hand for something?
For reading, Mataji.
We are actually done. We are supposed to do only till 14.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay. So this is the
Tomorrow
whole
we can.
Mataji.
No, I'm saying tomorrow we'll call out the name. Vijay Mataji, right?
So that is so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is emphasizing for all of us
Divya
to
Mataji or
seriously
Vijay?
read. To understand Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and preach his glories by distributing books. Now Bhagavad Gita Jayanti is coming, right? Gita Jayanti. So we can take up this process and at least each one give one Bhagavad Gita to others. Gift it. That can start at least. If we cannot preach properly, we can at least distribute books. Or we can at least behave in a devotee manner. So at least people who look at us, they get inspired and they take to Krishna consciousness. They start reading this Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, we will stop here.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Is
Yes,
it okay? Is it okay gifting Srimad, gifting Bhagavad Gita? Because we are
Yes.
told that sometimes try to sell them because when they said that if you just gift it, they'll have no value. It will be just lying there. That's also true. But it's okay, gifting also.
Yes, you can gift also.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
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 Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Mataji,
yes, Prabhu.
This regarding this distribution of books.
Okay.
So I can give the books to anybody. Thing is, even last year I have purchased 20 books. I have given books. So now I am seeing that they were all not at all interested. Just they will accept the books, but they were not ready to read. What is the use of giving that book, Mataji?
If not now, someday, they will
Later.
get interested, and someday they might think, oh, somebody has given me Bhagavad Gita, let me read it.
No, at least if they keep it in the home is also one type of this one, no, Mataji. It's auspicious.
So there is
Yeah.
one nice pastime actually like this. Only somebody gave in the train in America. Actually, one devotee, she got into the train and she's distributing books. She gave one Bhagavad Gita to, I think Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad Gita only. She distributed this book to one American, and that guy got very angry and he pushed her out of the train, out of the running train, and he was so angry he tore the book. And when he went home, he just threw it on the floor. He tore the book and threw it. So next day when the maid came, she just nicely bound it and kept it back in the bookshelf. Eventually, it so happened that his wife left him, children left him, he became alone. He had no job and he was so depressed. He was sitting in his library and he saw this book and he thought, what is this book? And he opened that book and he started reading it. So he sat there in one place for 3 days and he read it, and then he realized, how I misbehaved with that devotee. He came in search of the temple and he told, this is the thing which I had done. I have offended a devotee. If you can find her, I will ask forgiveness. So like that, if we give Prabhuji, they don't accept it at that time. They might keep it at home, and someday, if not him, his family members, they
Okay.
might read.
So anyhow, first year I have given donation to ISKCON only to distribute books.
Okay.
Next year onwards, I decided why not I personally give to.
Oh, yes.
So then I